Welcome. I'm Elinor Silverstein, and today I'm here with Dr. Russell Jaffe, who was actually a very good friend of Moshe Feldenkrais's. And Dr. Jaffe is going to be our keynote speaker at our upcoming Feldenkrais conference from the Feldenkrais Guild of North America in Seattle, and it'll be August 23rd through the 27th. 2017. And Dr. Jaffe, I would love to welcome you, and you have so many areas of expertise that if you were talking to a Feldenkrais practitioner and you had a few minutes over coffee, what would you like to say to a practitioner who is understanding this work from this level of science?
Well, first, I do feel welcome, and I do come in peace. In regard to the science, because, as it turns out, my PhD is in connective tissue, collagen, elastin, cross-link biochemistry, we could talk for a very long time about the relationship between connective tissue health and the health and vitality of the individual. So when connective tissue is properly communicating throughout the body, cells are properly oriented, information is flowing freely, acupuncture works properly, nutrition provides repair from daily wear and tear, because no part of any human being is more than 10 years old, and that's in our bones, maybe 7 years old in our large blood vessels, maybe 5 years old in large joints. So most of us is pretty much new from a few months ago. All of that renewal requires impulses from connective tissue. And we can call it collagen or elastin, we can call it basement membrane, we can call it a lot of things, but it turns out that cells take in nutrients and give out waste through selective pores that exist in connective tissue matrices.
Wow. Okay. That I did not know.
If you knew that, dear, I wouldn't have said it. I try to say things you haven't heard before. The stuff you've heard before, I don't have to say, right?
Well, but we've talked so much, I thought I got it from you.
No, we've only just begun. That's a song somewhere.
It is a song, and don't call me Karen Carpenter, but I am an alto. So my question to you then, what does movement have to do with this collagen and vice versa?
The answer to that is simple. If we don't move, we contract, and the only way in which we stretch out our connective tissue, which is the healthier state, the stretched out state is the healthier state. If we sit, and by the way, sitting is the new smoking. I hope you've heard that. Mm-hmm. If we sit, we contract, eventually into the fetal position, and then we die. I don't recommend that.
So what does, you have mentioned to me before about the idea of movement and that compressive state and that expansive state. In Feldenkrais, we don't really talk so much about stretching in the derogatory terms, and I know that you're actually meaning it differently.
No, I don't mean overstretching.
Right, thank you.
I think that many people believe that if you don't reach the burn, which is overstretching, by the way, if you don't reach the burn, you haven't exercised adequately. No, I'm not in the no pain, no gain category. That's a phrase I don't agree with. What I agree with is use it or lose it.
Yeah.
Whether you talk about Tai Chi Chuan or Hatha Yoga and Prana Yoga, or you talk about any systematic movement technique where you exercise the muscles and therefore the connective tissue until they're tired but not exhausted on a regular basis.
So tell me, what is connective tissue? What is collagen?
Well, connective tissue by definition is the protein collagen, the protein elastin, and then what's called the glycoproteins, the insulators that wrap around them.
And the quality in which we move, does that affect the quality of the collagen?
In order to repair, we have to move. If we don't move, we don't repair. If we don't repair, we contract. If we contract, we die.
And if we move in a crooked way and continue to move in a crooked way, then that is creating the contraction within the way that the connective tissue is getting that spring loaded. And
Well, plus or minus the word contraction.
ah,
The way in which we hold ourselves, the way in which we move and hold ourselves determines that piezoelectric signal, and the piezoelectric signal, that little tiny electrical or electromagnetic signal, determines where we will repair and renew and where we will replace and avoid. So we can cause bend or straightness. We can repair from scoliosis over time. I have seen it happen. I have seen it happen. Now, you have to do this in proportion to physiology. If you want to do this in a heartbeat, that's the miracle that I don't know about. But if you want to do it over time, Moshe showed us how to do it. And he wasn't the only one who could do it. He showed Ruti Alon, he showed Anat Baniel, he showed a number of people who have continued and extended the work. And there were others who were doing similar work, which we can talk about or not, but the realm of connective tissue remains opportune and largely misunderstood rather than fully understood, and remains eager to be explored, whether you're talking about acupuncture and how it works, or stretching and how that works and how to do it properly, or you're just talking about how to live well and long.
well, I'm hoping at our upcoming conference that you're going to be our keynote speaker. I think I might have said that. That will be in Seattle in August 23rd through the 27th, 2017. Or it's worth saying again, I hope that you'll have the opportunity, aside from sharing your marvelous stories of your friendship with Moshe, because you two personally were friends and you were his doctor. But I hope...
Yeah, that was said. You know, Moshe was his own person, as those who knew him.
I gotcha.
He said I was his doctor.
Yeah. Well,
I said, let me finish this little story. I said, Moshe, if I'm your doctor, why don't you listen to me? He said, I know more than you do, even though you're my doctor. That was Moshe. But on occasion, he listened to me, and I was the one who got him the cotton Tai Chi shoes.
Yeah, wow. Imagine that.
No, that helped. I think that didn't hurt. That did help.
So,
But I'm eager to share the stories. I'm eager to share the anecdotes. But I'm also eager to share what, over the last decades, he has meant to my science. He has meant to my professional career. He has meant to the development of what we call the joy of living the alkaline way.
right.
Which includes a healthy connective tissue.
It totally includes healthy connective tissue. And if our connective tissue doesn't hold us well,
we fall apart.
Literally.
Literally. No, that wasn't a metaphor. Literally.
Yeah. So, I wanted to ask you about bone broth, but I won't, because that won't be for this.
No, at the meeting. At the meeting. All questions welcome at the meeting.
Oh, fantastic. So I invite you to come to our Feldenkrais conference.
Y'all come.
Both for practitioners, for public, for anybody in the scientific community, anybody in the movement world. And this is open for everybody. And to be able to hear the brilliance that comes from Dr. Jaffe, and his knowledge is above and beyond in many understandings of his background in chemistry. And your PhD is also in what?
I was the last person at Boston University who actually got a PhD in general medical sciences. So that means biochemistry, physiology, and other medical sciences. But it really means biochemistry. So I'm not just a chemist. I'm a biochemist. And we want you to know, my mother wants you to know that I'm a biochemist, not just a chemist.
And that's the kind of doctor I want to go to. So
all right.
He's an MD, and that I want to go to a doctor that understands biochemistry, because those are my systems inside of me, whether they're working well or not. And so I really want to say thank you. I look forward to welcoming you in Seattle, and this has been wonderful talking with you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in August.
Mutually.
Thank you.